All right. This is the first time where I've done a video where I don't know the answer yet. So I might not even post this, but if I do, I might have thought of something good here. So the NBA is the most recent example of them taking a company taking a political stance and then losing a bunch of money for it. Goodyear 2 recently. I guess, a lot of bad movies, Ghostbusters and all that. That's different though. Those are them making bunk movies to try to sell movies to people that don't exist. These are existing companies that take a political stance, so why would a company that never took a political stance take a political stance? And it's because there is a political movement hiding in a civil rights movement. So we have, I guess this is not some great new understanding of what's going on. But I guess the idea is we're coming into a time where you need to take a stance on a seemingly non-political issue like black people not getting killed by cops, which is in and itself, there's some issues there, like actual rates. There was 8 people last year or whatever total, and there's 300 million interactions and 1,000 deaths, but only 8 are unarmed black people and 18 white people, and the fact that black people commit more crime, so that really the number should be higher. So it just goes to show that cops actually kill black people less per violent crime and all that stuff. And everybody knows these things. Well, not everybody knows these things. Like, some people are not told these things, but if you look into it at all, if you're at all interested in it, and you really dig deep, it's like watching the other side's videos. You know that these are true things. But they're sacrilegious to say, of course, because they fly in the face of the ideology, and the ideology is using these movements. Communism is literally using dead black people that may or may not have caused their death by cop, right? The big one, the one that set it all off, was the knee on the neck. But he died of a heart attack. That's proven. So, what's going to happen? What is going to happen? Are companies going to keep paying Black Lives Matter so that they don't get canceled, but when they get on Black Lives Matter side, if people have a choice, half of them walk away? Really, we're all just being extorted by Black Lives Matter and Act Blue, which, if you give money to Black Lives Matter, Act Blue is the person that, collects the money for them. So that's not weird. So really, we're being gaslighted by the DNC, who's using radical communists to extort Americans to support them in their movement. So really what we're just talking about is the DNC using their paramilitary Antifa Marxist movement, or people, the 8%, the crazy liberals, the crazy 8%, and there's of course crazy 6% of Republicans, or it's 8 or 6 on the other. I can't remember if it's 8 and 6 and 6 and 8. but there's a radical minority, right, on either side. So yeah, I mean, this is the DNC gaslighting us. That's all this is. We're just being gaslit by the DNC. And they're extorting Americans and American companies, and at the same time causing companies to disintegrate because half the people know they're being gaslit and lied to because they're listening to that side of the argument. And the other half are either gaslighting people or don't realize they're being gaslit or are afraid to stand up for obvious reasons. Yeah. I mean, I guess we just have to wake up and stop listening to their stupid bullshit. I guess that's the answer. So when somebody says, Black Lives Matter, and if you're in a position to be like, hey, dude, like, they're Marxist, right? They're the paramilitary wing of the DNC. You realize they're extorting America and causing us to basically fight each other so that they can make $1 billion and then use that $1 billion to win elections, because the more elections they win, the more bribe money they get. Like, it's fucking crazy. This is what's happening. So this is what's happening. This is just what's happening. Okay.